Hey folks, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while. A lot of stuff going on lately. Nothing too bad. Just a lot of work. Normally I get my days off in a row, but lately they've been split up, so I don't really have time to take care of everyday things like laundry and get a video filmed. But I've got some time today, and so I thought I'd start on the micronutrients. Just going to do a few of them, so hopefully it'll be a shorter video. And as usual, I'll be watering some plants. Quick little update, I keep chickens, and a couple of days ago my rooster was taken out by a hawk. So that was pretty upsetting. Thankfully, my girls are safe, but I've got a friend nearby who keeps all kinds of chickens and turkeys and all kinds of everything. And she had a rooster that she didn't really have space for, so it worked out beautifully for everyone. If you guys are interested in seeing the chickens, I'll show them to you sometime. Everybody's kind of looking tatty right now because it's winter, molting going on and all that stuff. But let me know if you're interested in seeing the chickens, and I'll share that with you guys. So anyway, let's dive right in. Micronutrients are the nutrients that your plants need that they just don't need them in as great a quantity as they do the macronutrients. Oh, my Oncidium, new growth coming along over here, and a new shoot coming up in there, and you can see that right there. So we'll start off with iron. Iron's necessary for the synthesis and maintenance of chlorophyll, which makes it essential for photosynthesis. It's an important component of many enzymes and plays a critical role in nucleic acid metabolism, as well as electron transport. Its deficiency can actually be brought on by a copper deficiency. So you may see a copper deficiency followed by an iron deficiency. And signs of iron deficiency are intervenal chlorosis, which is going to affect the youngest leaves first, with leaf points and margins keeping their color the longest. So you'll likely see that in the center of the youngest leaves. In severe cases, the entire leaf will turn yellow and may become bleached out, which would be pretty obvious that you need to add some iron at that point. Next is molybdenum. And molybdenum is required by a nitrogen-fixing bacteria that's called rhizobia. It fixes the nitrogen and is associated with nitrogen utilization via its role as a constituent of the enzymes nitrate reductase and nitrogenase. You're likely to see, for signs of deficiency with molybdenum, mottled intervenal chlorosis of the lower leaves, which is followed by marginal necrosis and the folding in of the leaves. So the edges or the margins of the leaves will begin to die back. Next, we'll talk about boron. Boron is essential for forming and strengthening cell walls, as well as cell division. It increases membrane permeability, which facilitates carbohydrate transport. It's associated with calcium uptake and calcium utilization. and it regulates potassium-calcium ratio in plants. Boron is essential for protein synthesis and affects the activities of certain enzymes. And it's involved in the lignin synthesis. Lignin it's an organic polymer. It forms key structural materials and support tissues in vascular plants. It's what causes trees to become what they call lignated. When a sapling is flexible, it hasn't formed enough lignin yet, and once it forms that lignin, it becomes hardened, which is why with young trees you can form them. Once they lignate, you can wire them like bonsai, wire them, or stake them down to change their shape. Then after a couple of years, you take that off, that support, and they retain that shape. That's because lignin has formed and hardened those tissues. So it's important for a lot of plants, especially vascular plants. It's important for the formation of cell walls, obviously, especially lending rigidity in wood and bark tissues. It's where lignin comes into play. And signs of deficiency for boron are the death of shoot tips, thick leaves, sometimes curling and becoming brittle, stunted root growth, flowers don't form, and if they do, sometimes the fruits will drop prematurely. That particular symptom is something I've noticed in an apricot tree I've got in the backyard. Something I'm going to try to rectify this spring when we start to get some growth. It'll flower. A lot of the blooms drop off, which, that happens with fruit trees. It overblooms to make sure something makes it. But I get a significant amount of bloom drop from those guys, and then whatever does make it, sometimes the fruit won't fully form, and then it drops off. You'll also get something called brown heart, which is where dark spots on the thickest part of the root form, or it'll actually split at the center. Oh, side note, guys, just noticed this today. The older section of my Oncidium sweet sugar, that this is all there was when I first got the plant, was just these two pseudobulbs, and everything else from the first plant I was watering grew from that. I split that a couple of weeks ago, and right down here, got a little new growth. So that's exciting. Anyway, back to the micronutrients. Next, we're going to talk about copper. And copper is a constituent of cytochrome oxidase. And cytochrome oxidase is used to synthesize adenosine triphosphate, the ATP. It's also a component of many enzymes, including ascorbic acid oxidase, which is responsible for the formation of vitamin C, if you weren't tipped off by the ascorbic acid part. And it promotes the formation of vitamin A in plants. It's also involved in the production of lignin, which we just talked about. Signs of deficiency for copper will include yellowing and curling of the leaves, dieback of new growth, and a gummy substance developing between the bark and the wood if it's a woody tree. And that substance is called exanthema. And you'll also get brown excretions from fruits. So I think that's all I'm going to cover today. I got a few other things to take care of. Try to keep this video a little bit shorter. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see some chicken videos. If not, that's okay too. We can keep it to the plants. You guys have anything in bloom? Find any new interesting plants, orchids, anything going on? What's happening exciting for you? What's got you jumping? Thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see some more, subscribe. I'll have more things coming. It won't just be nutrient related. As I've said before, we've got warm weather coming. We're just a few weeks away, and we'll see some new stuff happening. I do have some new growth on a few plants, my fiddle leaf fig, monstera, a couple other little things that I will try to do an update on when I can. I've got some watering to do on some of those guys since we are getting a little bit warmer weather. They're drying out a little bit quicker, so I'll try to include those in one of the next videos. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.